What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology Retold action. Today we have an absolute cracker for you guys in the bottom side of the map in the blue color, playing a set. It might look like his name is Bones, but you will better know him as Kido. Kido is the up and coming youngster on the block. I don't actually know how young he is, but he is an incredible Age of Mythology player, a force to be reckoned with. But his opponent today needs no introduction, but we're going to give it to him no matter. His name is Magic, and he's playing as Poseidon. I will say right here and now, I caught ever so slight amount of this game, about this much of this game on his stream, and I was like, Magic, is it cool for me to cast this one? And he said, yep. And I was like, great, I'm going to cast this one. So huge shout out to Magic and his YouTube channel. He's been doing some really, really good things over there. I really love hearing his opinions and watching his gameplay and all of the good stuff that he has to say and do. So as much as I disagree with him on some stuff and as much as I do agree with him on other stuff, he is an amazing human being to have around in the Age Mythology community. So go and give him your support. Check out his stuff, and let's make Age Mythology great again. Nonetheless, let's see how this one's all going to go. A couple of houses coming around over here for Kido, just to protect this position. He's playing against Poseidon. Poseidon is very, very aggressive early on, so you do have to defend yourself. This is kind of like a little bit wild. I haven't been doing this much myself because I much prefer to get the like more perfect advance time, and building one house is going to allow you to get that. In building all of these houses at once, you're losing out on, 15, 20 seconds on each of these houses to build. So to build up all 10 of these houses is all of a sudden 200 seconds, 200 resources even. So it is quite an investment here in the early stages of the game. That being said, our main man Kido here is worried about Poseidon, and this is going to be protecting him later on. And that can be enough for him to just say, I lost out on the early game, but I gained it back in the defensive nature of the early game. I don't have to worry about centaurs. He's not going to be able to rush in here and get any early damage. And life is going to be good. Magic, on the other hand here, he's already clicked up through Hermes. He's got himself 5 on gold. He's got himself 6 on wood. And I imagine he's going to be looking for a fast second town center in this matchup. It's not the only thing you can do. You are playing into your opponent's hands if they go for town centers themselves. If it ever ends up being sort of quote-unquote the meta of Poseidon players not putting early pressure on and going for a fast second town center, then you will start seeing Egyptian players start greeting out fast 3 town centers, and there not being a whole lot that Poseidon can do to match that. So there is a little bit of metagaming, that, if you will, that can actually happen. And you can sort of, if you put the vision down as the, if you put the vision down as the set play, you can kind of work out what's coming for you. Anyways, Magic going for a town center, and we'll see what Kido is going to do to react here. There obviously will be a centaur over here to get just a little bit of pressure on, but this priest should be relatively safe here. He does have another priest in to heal this one up if need be. And Magic's early pressure will be shut down. Not really going to get a whole lot, especially now that Kido is in the next age. One thing with this like Anubis sort of idea is vision. Where's the vision at? Let's have a quick look before we go into that. Does chuck it down over here. Sees no town center here, but I mean, you can see how many villages are in the main. And he's got to go, oh, you've only got 3 on food, 6, 7 on gold. This is a bit wild. I'm not exactly sure what Magic's plan is there, as the villagers will make their way out over onto this town center here. And Magic over here, he's got his own town center up. Going to chuck himself over onto this position and get himself some rhinoceros and see what can happen. Barrack's going to come up on this spot here as well. And it looks like a little bit of kind of that two town center delayed pressure of some sort. There's two things you can do with this pressure. Obviously, you can raid your opponent, which is always going to be very, very good. Any sort of early game damage you can do onto your opponent is helping you out. But probably more importantly, just getting map control. Getting walls set up all across the map here. On these choke points, you can see them. A very long choke point in the center here, but on the sides, some walls from here to here or walls from here to here. These sorts of walls, they're really, really good. And this is sort of, I guess, an old school style of play. And it's still really, really good right now. In order to just get out on the map, just control it. If your opponent wants to go for a teching play, in my experience, you know, teching plays, the big weakness to them is lots of side builds, lots of buildings all across the map as your opponent's going for those techs, lots of walls, lots of pressure nice and early on, and just kind of getting in there and making stuff happen while your opponent is busy kind of just playing PvE against themselves, trying to get to the mythic age. There's a spearman sneaking up onto this position, looking for something to take out in the center of the map here. The villagers just hanging out. We will get a couple of pokes in, but you need, I would say you probably need about 5 of these bad boys out to make anything happen. I mean, one thing that it does do is it denies your opponent from getting out and getting any sort of side builds happening. Now, Magic, I guess. Oh, Lake of Serpents getting dropped down here. This is pretty aggressive. The villagers will simply just retreat away. And, I mean, I understand what Kido is kind of thinking here, just on the fact that Magic, you know, well, not Magic, but the Plague of Serpents, it's not really that useful. It's kind of a bit of an average god power. So you dropping it down to get a little bit of harassment here and preventing Magic from being on this food might cause some problems. But if you drop this down straight away, when your opponent, like maybe on this hunt position where the lure is, rather than over here, then all of a sudden the villagers get no food income, and you're actually going to be able to deny some resources to come in from a fast second town center. So if you are thinking about doing that, I think it's a good idea. Otherwise, you should probably use it to defend your own town center, as the Hippias going to come through here. A couple of villagers going to start shanking back, but these Hippias are strong as he snipes one, has to retreat back, keeps his Hippias alive, so that's a big win there for Magic in the early stages of this game. He's going to be returning in here as well with a centaur to get some big damage onto these villages. The spearman going to be circling over here, trying to path block, but not quite able to do so, as the Hippias will be able to snipe down the Pharaoh, desperately trying to take out the centaur on the back. Will he survive with another Hippias? Yes, he does, and he does already have himself Lord of Horses, so these Hippias will come back up to full HP very, very slowly. It's 0.25 in a fight and 0.5 when idle. So if he wants to try and get them back up to full HP, he can, but he loses one there. As the centaur going to drop some arrow flurries onto this spot. Some priests coming through here. Magic spots that. Going to be pulling away here as well. As Bones, Magic, say, time for a little bit of peace. Might come over here and kill off all these serpents, and you know, probably at this point in the game for Magic, you might want to start considering, and also for our set player, Kido here, you might want to start considering those walls. We were talking about doing it a little bit earlier, maybe. The whole reason for these spearmen and the whole reason for these Hippias, well, you can get rage, you can get pressure, but the whole reason for these units is for map control, is for getting walls up, for denying any sort of raids that are going to be coming in, especially on these sorts of positions on the bottom. Securing your own town center, blocking off this gold mine here as well wouldn't be a terrible idea, as the Hippias charging into the main base here of Kido. Not a whole lot to attack here. The only real place to attack is up on this side here because of the perfect building placement from all these houses. And the villagers have already finished up both the chickens and the berries here at this point. I mean, there is this gold mine over here to raid. Does Magic know about it? He does know there's a gold mine here. Generally speaking, if you're ever looking to play, and this isn't really relevant to this game, but if you're ever really looking to play aggressive play, and your opponent goes for a second town center, all of a sudden, the amount of locations on the map that you can raid starts to multiply. You can see that this town center has made 1, 2, 3 different raiding locations. In the main base, you have 1, 2 and 3 on the, obviously, on the hometown center here with the farms. Can't really raid it, but it's another location there to attack. So it's always something to keep in the back of your head when thinking about, okay, where do I send my units? Like your decision making, effectively. And now, again, not relevant to this game because it's 2 town center versus 2 town center. But if you were 1 town center as the Poseidon versus 2 town center of the set, the whole idea here would be to be trying to prevent this gold mine from getting gathered, not allowing these wooden walls to come up, this armory to come up, and just denying this. You can also run around this side as well and harass this, but as you can see here, Magic just a little bit late on getting in onto this position here as Heroic Age now hits, and all of a sudden, these priests that were somewhat useless at 12 range jump up to 17 range, and the centaurs become a very, very questionable unit choice at this stage of the game. But Dionysus, the god of choice here for Magic moving forward, so he will have that bronze. Still no walls up for either player. I mean, there's lots of walls here for Kido, but on the back side, as Magic has claimed the full map control for the time being. And it's the Spirited Charge coming through. We've got the Shaft Mine, medium infantry as well here. Nebty coming through as well to try and take out those myth units a little bit more. And with Spirited Charge, this does boost the Centaur's speed up, but I mean, part of me feels like the favor is better spent on Sylvan Law here, getting those Centaur a little bit more HP, right? Yeah, 35% extra HP to try and survive for just a little bit longer. Centaur slowly starting to move forward in onto this position. I mean, you can't really fight underneath the volleys here, so you have to just attack, pull back. He could turn and take a fight now if he wants to, but I mean, is there enough priests? Maybe. Can definitely take out those Centaur very quick. Good micro here from Magic to pull back as the bronze gets dropped down. Ancestors gets dropped here as well, and Magic will be just having to pull back. Feeling like he can take this fight against the pressure. Obviously, bronze here on the Centaurs and the Hydra looks sick, but those priests do not care about your bronze. They say, I do true damage. As the Hypaspis now in, however, and they are going to be getting huge damage in. Hydra getting targeted down will be falling very, very quickly here. Magic feels like he can win this fight, and he's probably not wrong about it because he has that special ability back up from the Centaur. And now Kido overstays his welcome, and the Hypaspis army for Magic is starting to look very, very scary, as this is forcing out Chariot Archers from Kido. Now, Kido could go actually right now into mass mass Camel Riders, which is why Prodromus are coming out. The Prodromus aren't terrible against the Chariot Archers, but they're not good either. But I think that when you see this comp, Spearmen, you can keep going down Spearmen. You're really looking to, as Egyptian, you're really looking to like limit how many different types of units you build in a game. So if I see this army, okay, what can I beat with that army with the least amount of units? So the Chariot Archers don't really beat the Hippias. They beat the Hypaspis. What does beat the Hypaspis and the Hippias here is Camel Riders. So if you can go Spearman Camel Rider, you can still build the Spearmen to take out those Hippias, and then you can go into Camel Rider. On a nice open map, it's very, very good. There's some more Migdol strongholds now coming through for Kido. Hippias swinging in onto this position as well. And a third town center going to be coming through for Magic. A whole bunch more Chariot Archers coming in as the boom off has now begun, but Kido has missed the memo to get his town center up. He does secure this gold mine, nice walls here to just protect all this position. Very nice fundamentals, so to speak. Kido probably needs to think about either a Mythic Age timing and getting serious damage done. He has pre-queued the Horus, or just getting that third town center up. I mean, to be honest, maybe it's not that big of a deal because he's already at 82 villagers. Getting this town center up isn't that... You're not going to be that far behind on the villager pumping at this point. So maybe it's totally fine here for Kido to not get the town center and maybe go Mythic Age a little bit faster than Magic. But Kido is struggling for food. Does he have all the upgrades? He does have irrigation. He does have shaft mine. As we see clairvoyance now going to be coming in as well for Kido to start spamming that vision down. If we see what he sees, the thing with clairvoyance is it's like it's really, really strong if you got shifting sands, but I feel like if you don't have shifting sands, it's much of a muchness. Like, sure, getting a little bit of line of sight on your opponent is nice, but does he not have? He does have ballistics. I'm surprised that's missing. Atlanta is too speedy. The Scorpion Man pushing through here. There are 3 monuments through for Kido, as both players now clicking up to the Mythic Age. Magic managing to get there very, very fast here. He's kind of not producing units instead of opting to get that Mythic Age in that little bit quicker. As Atalanta just checking out the main base. We see Hephaestus here, actually, for Magic. I guess he's thinking that because he doesn't have any archers, there's not really any point in going for Artemis. Artemis, obviously, Earthquake's pretty good, but because he's got no archers, the Shafts of Plague, which is a real big power behind Artemis, he's not going to be needing that one. But then again, you see all these Chariot Archers. They don't have extra range, so Champion Peltas are going to be able to make mincemeat of these very, very quick. Look at these walls! The Great Wall of Magic is what he calls this. I mean, of course he has to do this. Now, I'm going to keep saying this until I see people start doing it. But if you take a villager and you build a wall here, like this, all of a sudden, this wall that your opponent has made, and also gate it, don't forget to gate it, otherwise you're going to have some pathing problems. But all of a sudden, this this position here, this wall that your opponent's put all the effort into building, gets shut down. So you can just get in here and hold this position. As we do see a couple of Prodromus raids coming in onto this spot, hitting the villagers on the back. Spearmen need to get back in onto this spot, and Magic will immediately just retreat out on the other side. He's got the speed. Look at that, 7-speed Prodromus. They don't have any specific upgrades. They do have that Thracian Horses upgrade in, so they will get huge lifesteal if they can get on top of Chariot Archers. Chariot Archers popping in, trying to take out some of these units over here as well. It's not the best of tornado uses here from our main man, Kido. But we'll see if he's going to be able to take this fight on this position. Those Prodromus on top of here. No kiting from Kido at all. The Spearmen nowhere to be seen. And all of a sudden, the Chariot Archers not functioning here. Great little takeout. Oh, lots of units actually falling as they run straight through the end of that tornado there, though. As a Spearman charging forward, Kido here has an opportunity to take some more of the map. I want to see him move in, slap down an Amygdala stronghold here, slap down Amygdala stronghold up on this side as well, and start being in a really good spot here. Now the Mythic Age is in for Magic as well. If we take a look, he's gotten himself his armory upgrade. He just needs to get himself those armory upgrades through. And if we take a look at what Kido's got, he's at full copper. He's got a long way to go here in this game to sort of catch up to where Magic is. So he needs to make something happen before those armory upgrades come in, or really focus in onto, I guess, check technologies here. Cavalry going to be retreating back out onto the bottom. We have that Avenger getting cleaned up over here as well. Spearman's rushing in onto this position. The Polyphon is going to be getting some swift damage over here as well. That gets taken down very, very quickly. These Spearmen do have that now 2.75x versus Hippias. So the Hippias are no longer going to be a very threatening unit, even though they do have that Operation Horses. And Magic here probably going to have to move in onto some sort of archer unit, make some sort of a transition is my guess. Both players here, well actually, Kido with a very, very nice military advantage. He's actually trying to queue up iron weapons. He's got bronze armor coming through. Lots and lots of gold income for the time being here, as Kido throwing up more Migdol strongholds. A siege works onto this spot. It's going to be very nice to harass this town center. If you can get in here, I think the range works. But where can Kido really attack is the big thing. Gold mine over here would be a good one to attack. It's already walled in. They need some siege or something to take that position out. There's a vision coming through here for Kido. He does see this. But not going to be heading there just yet. There's a spearman charging in, trying to take out these units. Can he manage to make it happen or not is the big question. As Magic's army getting, I think it's already full iron, right? No, it's not full iron yet. So I think Kido can still take some pretty good trades here. He's got all the units in the world queued up at the moment. And look at all these Migdol strongholds on the front trying to secure this gold mine. The army for Magic, I mean, it's brutally strong here. What are the armor upgrades looking like? It's actually pretty close on armor upgrades. Kido is keeping himself in this game very, very nicely. Even though Hephaestus is on the cards, this Plenty Vault here, given around about 9-ish, 10-ish villages worth of income just for free to some degree. I mean, it's a Mythic Age God Power, of course, but Kido doesn't get anything now from that tornado, as Magic has sort of stabilized after all of that sort of early Mythic Age fire comes in. Let's see the watchtower getting cleaned up on this spot before the town center starts getting targeted down as well. Wouldn't mind seeing some towers, maybe a temple up here as well, just for the Colossus counter. If any Colossus come in, got to get the priests over to deal with it. But yeah, more of those units coming in. He does have engineers coming in as well to help get even more damage through. So now the catapult can start charging forward to take out the town center. And Magic is on the smallest of timers here, as another bronze going to be coming in for Magic. And Kido has to just retreat here. I don't think he can fight this. He is fighting it. But I don't think it's going necessarily too well for him. The units here for Magic just aren't dying. Really, really nice second bronze from Magic, as Kido realizes he maybe overstayed his welcome here. Retreats back out. That champion infantry is on the way as well. Good little choke point here for Kido. However, the Peltas on the back are going to be getting some good damage done. The Heliopolis taking down the Migdol stronghold on the back. Some more spearmen coming in here to try and deal with this as well. But just Spearman Chariot Archer for the time being here for Kido. Part of me feels like he needs either Camel Rider or Elephant out to deal with this. Either one of those units seems like will be a decent option. He's also, I mean, the Spearman, you keep building these units, but a little bit of Elephant here would not go astray, as the catapult still getting damaged on idling a hefty amount of villages here. 10 villages being idled for the time being, as another catapult rolling forward. The Heliopoli coming in, however, to try and break through this position, as the middle here has been left for the time being. Now all of a sudden, a whole bunch of Heliopoli. Got to take those catapult and actually target down the Heliopolis here. They do so much damage to them. Take a look at this. 62.5 crush per second, 50% HP. It's going to take these Heliopoli down very, very quick. Look at that damage there. Spearman here will be doing the bulk of it, as those Peltas helping out quite a bit. A couple of Chariot Archers pushing forward to take out the Hippias here. Hippias breaking in onto this spot. We've got those spearmen over here getting dealt with very, very quickly. As the villagers all going to be pulling back into the Migdol stronghold for the time being. Over on this side, Chariot Archers doing what they can to hold, but Magic is slowly starting to get into his element, trying to push through over on this position. The stone gate is here. The villagers say, hello, let me in, as Kido says, not today. Let's take a quick look at Magic's perspective. He does have a market up. He can come to this trade route and start that. He doesn't have any gold. This is a big moment right now for Kido. If he can just hold and deal with this army here, I don't know if he can. He's just got not enough resources, but if he can hold and deal with this army here, he's actually going to be in a good spot because Magic is out of gold. Got a couple of camel riders, but no upgrades for them just yet. Magic does have a lot of archers queued up, however. While he's out of gold, how much does he trade for? He can trade for a ton of gold for a very long time here as the trade route has been started. Meanwhile, buildings getting taken out over here as well. We have the Hippias checking into the corner to see any sort of trade route on that side. These spearmen will be able to clean up the Hippias on the back here very nicely. Kido still struggling to produce these units here. Let's just take a quick look at what he's got going on economically. All upgrades are through. All economic upgrades are through. So you should have a decent economy, but as is always the case with Egyptian, you often can get yourself into the position of just having way too many villages on gold and just not being able to produce everything else out. He's still equal on population for military here for the moment, though. As the Hippias still getting chased around on this spot. One thing for Magic that he can do with the villagers that are no longer on gold is he could throw them all onto a temple and start working towards another plenty vault. If he really wants to. Bones tries to push through over here. Those spearmen, they don't have the leather frame shield from Tar, so they're not going to be that amazing against these Toxotes here. But good garrison micro there onto the Heliopolis over on the other side as those chariot archers going to start getting that damage done. Then them retreating back to jump into the mid-gold stronghold. As Kido, I think he's definitely found himself in a decent spot, but he needs to figure out how to hold here. That's going to be the challenge. The Magic, it looks like he's managed to get enough of these trade caravans out. They're going to the wrong town center, unfortunately. So they're not getting a huge amount of gold. What is it? 56? Really? To here? That's wild. It's not much, but it's not bad either. Kido has to pull back yet again. That Colossus filling this gold mine. You have to also remember, once Magic claims this position, he gets this gold mine for himself here as well. Again, if you take a look at the market, Magic can sell wood for quite a bit. He can sell food quite a bit. So he's not in any danger of getting gold stuff at all here. As the catapults back onto this town center trying to take it out, but Magic very much in control of this game. There's more Colossi coming in. He's actually getting gold Colossus here. No, he's not. That's a silver Colossus. I thought he was getting gold Colossus. As the Toxotes come through, they don't have any special damage with the burning pitch against the catapult, but they do take out a catapult pretty quickly with only 90% PSI. As we see, Titan time now coming through for Kido, as he's going to be attempting to make that happen. Can Magic do the same? He can very easily just sell resources and go Titan Age himself here, as, I mean, the queue is so large. You can also just delete all those units and advance. But oftentimes when you go for a Titan, your brain can stop a little bit. You still have to play the game. You still have to keep on putting pressure on. Otherwise, your opponent is going to be able to catch up and do what you're doing as well. Kido is at full population, trying to heal up his units here, get them the max amount of value on this army. But Magic's army is looking very strong here. Couple more barracks coming up on this spot for Kido, as I'm not sure what he's planning to do here. I wonder, he doesn't have electron bullets, but I wonder if slingers would be a terrible idea at this point. I don't think they are. I think the chariot archers are doing more damage than them, but nonetheless, Titan Gate is now down onto this position, and we also see Magic going for his own Titan here. Kido with 218 favor in the bank. What is he? Is he saving up for another tornado? Could be. I mean, how much longer for him to get it? 32 favor a minute. It's going to be like 5 minutes or something. It's like 150 favor. A little bit less than 150 favor. But the problem for, I guess the problem for for Kido here is he just doesn't have a front line. Siege Tower, Elephant, Camel Rider, anything here would be a nice little front line to hold on this position. He is sitting at full population, so that's working out for him. This side position is getting broken through. And one thing for Kido as well now is he's out of gold. He doesn't have any gold mines left. He's only got 18 camel caravans as he needs to start pumping those out. Now we see Magic coming in to steal this position. We got the Vision coming in onto this position. Ancestors gets dropped down and Ceasefire is down. I mean, the Titan is not dying to Ancestors. This is not Legacy. It doesn't have 1 HP when it starts. It starts with 10,000 HP. You can't just snipe a Titan gate and say, hey, you don't get a Titan. It's no, the Titan needs a significant amount of damage to try to take it out. Chariot archers on the back here, getting sniped down. And everything else just going to retreat back in onto this position here as well. And I guess the big question is here, how much value can Kido get with this Titan? He knows where to go with the Titan, but can he actually get across here or not? 45 seconds to traverse the map. I don't think it's coming out fast enough. I think the Titans are just going to trade 1-for-1 or even worse. I think Magic's got this game. He's got the game in his grasp here as the Heliopoli charging in to try and take out more of these buildings as the Titan spawns down, makes his big scream, and he's ready to join the fight. One thing you can do if you get the Titan out first is just come in and just walk across all the walls. Because he takes out all the walls. It's a really good idea. As the Atalanta gets taken out, Chariot Archer's holding here nicely. Titan is now out up here, ready to start pushing forward. Kido going to be wandering forward here in an attempt to take out those Toxotes and everything else. But Kido's economy here has just kind of fallen. Huge amount of damage though, is Magic not paying attention. But Kido does decide to tap out in that moment as the Greek menace is menacing here in this game. We don't even get to see the Titans. Wait, we don't even get to see the Titans fight. Why did you resign, Kido? At least fight with the Titan. Duh. Well played here, though, to Magic. A solid try from Kido. He did get in on this position nicely, but he couldn't quite convert on a town center. I mean, I don't particularly like that usage of Plague of Serpents. I think if you're going to use it, just chuck it down on the food for the Poseidon player to kind of ruin their fast second town center build. Because if you can hit the food ever so slightly, that's going to force idle time in the town center. And that's technically villager kills, right? So if you're going to do any sort of economic attack with it against Poseidon, maybe that's the way to go. But well played nonetheless. Let's take a quick look at this graph here and see exactly what happened. All resource total. You see Magic just getting further and further and further in front. But yeah, this is, for me, I think the one thing that Kido was missing is he got a lot of units killed. But that's all good, well and good. His economy is just not quite there. But I feel like if he had moved into a third unit, either Camel Rider or War Elephant here, then his army would tank quite a bit more against these archers, and you're actually able to start not trading well, but trading really, really well. And that forces your opponent to have to make some more Prodromus, and then your chariot archers do well, and you can have a little bit of a nice kind of shenanigans that starts happening there, but doesn't end up working out for Kido. He also didn't spend any favor. I feel like if you're going to go through Horus, I can't see it here, but if you're going to go through Horus, getting Avengers out and using them on those Toxotes is huge. Absolutely huge. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the game, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.